Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Youth Buzz, the space where we dive into real conversation that matters to youth. Well, in today's episode, we got someone special that has a lot of skills. Editing, she's an influencer, content creator, social media manager, market. Yeah, you have a lot of things to do, actually. Actually, a lot. But we're gonna discuss about everything today. So please, guys, give a round of applause to our beautiful lady here. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you so much. My name is Jay-DeanLeeann. I go by the name of just Jay. Um, yeah, I'm happy to be here. I am a social media manager. I am an editor and a content creator.
Nice to meet you. Hi, how are you doing today? Is everything all right with you today?
Everything is okay. I went to church. It's a Sunday. I hope you guys went to church. Do you guys do church?
Yes, we do church.
Good.
Actually.
I went to church on a Sunday. It was super blessed,
Yes.
and now I'm here, and I'm happy that.
God bless you all. And myself as well. God bless me as well. Thank you so much. God bless the editor, produce
Yes,
everything.
God bless everyone.
Everyone, yes.
Even the viewers. God
And the
bless.
viewers, yes.
Oh.
You know, like, damn, there is something about you that caught my attention. I really like your tattoos, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, it's interesting, but how many tattoos do you have?
I currently only have 3.
Yeah.
So I have this half sleeve. This is just decorative art, by the way. This is just decorative art. It has no special meaning. I just wanted to fill up my arm, and I chose to put flowers. And then I have Romans 8 verse 28 with a lifeline, because I had a cousin. We were like twins since birth, and at 16 she passed. So this was her favorite scripture. I had the entire verse, but I didn't like the font, so I also just covered it up with flowers. And then, okay, I have 4 tattoos, sorry. And then I have my mom's name. She's still alive, by the way. And then I have a butterfly wing over here. It just symbolizes peace. And then my birth year is on my leg.
Damn, I love the way you talk about your tattoos. Damn, we speak with awareness that I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite self-aware
Yeah.
of everything, especially when it comes to something as permanent as a tattoo.
Okay.
But yeah, most of it is just decorative art. I just wanted to color my body.
Damn, I really like it. Honestly, it's something that get my attention. Would you like to get more tattoos?
My birthday's on Friday, so I'm
Wow.
considering getting a I'm considering getting a tattoo on my spine. I currently don't have anything like an inspiration or inspo
Yeah.
for the type of tattoo that I want. So until then, I think I'm just gonna go put it on hold. Shout out to my tattoo artist Ricardo 6 Ink. He's the best in Boxburg.
Shout out to him.
Yeah,
Yes.
always my go-to.
A good tattoo. You could make a tattoo of yourself on your spine.
I will never. I don't think I'll ever forget my gorgeous face.
Yeah.
So, so I don't think I'll ever tattoo my face.
Why?
On myself, because no,
I know people who tattoo themselves.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
For them,
Okay. Oh.
I don't think I would ever do that on my body. You should also understand that as much as I believe in God and I'm Christian and so forth, I know what type of sin goes around,
Yeah.
and I'd like to believe my body is a temple, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what we say according to scripture, that your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost, right?
That's true.
So me putting myself on my temple just doesn't align for me, because I feel like it's something that's God-centered, and now I'm kind of making it about me. But that shouldn't be how they view themselves. Shout out to them. I would never do that to myself.
Okay. Now really appreciate how you appreciate like the art, how you basically embrace the art inside of you, like with me, I really love seeing people tattoo, but I'm scared to do a tattoo.
Why?
I should, I don't know, like,
Do you fear needles?
maybe it's this. Yeah, I feel a lot of stuff, but I like to appreciate, tattoos. People sometimes they can be asking, "Hey, do you like this one? Do you think I should do this?" Okay, you can do this one, but I mean, honestly, I cannot imagine myself with tattoos. I don't know. I just like I don't know.
It's not your
I
thing.
don't think it's my thing, honestly. Yeah, I wouldn't be in my vibes.
I hear you.
But I appreciate
Thank
everything you just
you.
explained to me, and I'm very aware now of where the meaning of everything. You were very specific. I love that.
I just realized I actually have 5 tattoos.
Oh wow, three, four, five, and
So it's this one over here. It's a cross. This is the first one that I got. I think I was 18 because I just matriculated. And then, yeah, I got my first tattoo.
damn, I'm
Do
18.
not calculate my
Clutch.
age in your head right now. Continue.
Alright, thank you so much. Thank you so much for explaining to this. But moving on to our conversation, I was scrolling into your social media, and one of the best marketing I've seen, the most beautiful, that I've seen was the one that you made with sorbet. Sorbet. Am I pronouncing well? Yeah,
Sorbet.
sorbet. Yeah, sorbet. Yeah.
Sorbet.
So it was amazing because I saw on TikTok. I think it was like I don't know. I'm not sure exactly when was it. So I really love it. When I saw that one, I'm like, now I need to bring this girl here.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
with this one, I want you to explain what was like the creativity behind this marketing process.
Okay, so I became a influencer for Sorbet Parkdean Boulevard in April this year, if I'm correct. It could be earlier, it could be later than then, but probably just by a month. And when we got there, besides that, I work for a social marketing agency, should I say, or company, and they were doing they do the social media for Sorbet. So they normally search for influencers, find the influencers, and then basically introduce you to the brand as a whole. So they found me on Instagram, and we immediately clicked. When I got to Sorbet, I fell in love with the entire place. I saw they can get my hair done. I can get a massage done. It's basically your entire maintenance as a woman
Damn.
being done at the same place, which is crazy because, well, besides your hair, they don't do their hair there.
Okay, okay.
So I am a creative.
Yes.
Like the moment I decide to plan content, I realize it doesn't feel natural enough. It feels like I'm almost, I don't know how to put it, but it almost feels like I'm not being myself, right? But if I step in front of the camera, it's like ideas just pop into my head. I'm like, okay, cool, this is what I'm doing. I'm not the type of person that will sit down and schedule my entire content saying, today I'm going to go to Sorbet, then I'm going to shoot from the door, the moment I step into Sorbet, I remember, oh, this is trending. Let me hop onto this. Let me do this. And I guess that's where I found my love for Sorbet.
Damn, you just summarized how artists think and feel. Because you just said like something that I got my attention when you're in front of the camera. All ideas start coming out,
Yeah.
it starts like becoming like something else that you don't usually are in your normal day. But the camera gives you this
Yeah.
boost. In the way you work it with Sorbet, that whole process of marketing, the way you're promoting, advertising, that sounds so exclusive because whenever I listen to your video, I need to spend like almost an hour just checking your videos. I'm like, damn, why am I spending almost an
Who
hour
is
here?
she?
How is she this girl? Nah. There is something about this girl, so I'm got intrigued. So which makes me believe that there's not something that started like today, this year. That's I feel like this is something that started way before. So I want you to bring all of us to what used to happen before in your life.
Oh. I am extremely young, but whenever I tell people what I've done previously, it almost feels like I've lived 100 years. And I think that's part of being a creative. Like you can't box yourself into just doing a certain thing. The moment you feel or the moment you only have to do one specific thing, I feel like you can't really be who you really want to be or be it to your fullest potential. But when I matriculated, I got into corporate. So I started as a sales agent.
Agent.
I was a cold calling sales agent for a medical insurance company. I started, and remember, I had no experience. I've never sold anything in my life. I just matriculated, and now I'm in this company. I did exceptionally well, and from there, in the same company, I went to quality assurance, where I was now literally analyzing and assessing the calls of the sales agents, making sure there's no risk attached, there's no misleading to the clients, and that also went well. So I then went to customer care. Do you follow when I'm telling you? It feels like I've lived 100
Damn,
lives.
it's only one place, but you move in.
Yeah. So then I went into customer service, which is now the post sale. This is when the client's policy has gone active. It's past quality assurance. It's past cold calling sales. And that just basically, I went to the entire process of the company as a whole. And then eventually I got an opportunity to work for a UK company named Counterweight. I was a front desk front desk agent. Do they call it that? Front desk clerk?
I think I've heard about this one front desk. It's from UK, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've heard about this company actually, but I don't know exactly what they do.
That's Counterweight. They deal more with helping people and their diets. They have dietitians, really good dietitians. Shout out to Counterweight. They're an amazing company to work for, but also it was not a permanent position. So I don't know what made me move from being in a permanent company where I have all this permanency, I'm comfortable, I know how much I'm going to earn, and now I'm leaving that for something that could last 6 months, and I have no plan thereafter. But again, I was hoping for the best. That ended, and I was unemployed for like 6 months, which was the most, I think, depressive stage of my entire life. And I think thereafter, I just decided to step in front of the camera. I think that's when I decided, you know what? Corporate is not working for me. I feel like it's not who I truly am. And when I stepped in front of the camera for the first time, that's when I actually realized, oh, I love who I am when I'm in front of the camera. I love this version of myself. Who is she? I want to get to know this person. So prior to content, I was in corporate.
Damn. How old were you when you went to corporate? Because you did a lot of stuff.
I was 18.
You did a lot of stuff. Hey, you were like, damn.
It was straight out of high school, so I was 18.
So you decided to wanted to work once you finished the high school, basically.
Yes, and that was probably the most shocking thing to everyone because I was a really good student academically. I did exceptionally well. So everyone was expecting me to go to varsity. Someone was expecting me to study law. Others were probably thinking I'm going to be a teacher because that's what I initially wanted to be and go into. But I mean, life decided differently because we're all chasing the bag, aren't we?
At least you're honest. I thought, okay. I'm not saying the other people are not honest. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying this, but people be like, no, it's about the love, passions. No.
There's no time for love when we are in Cyril's economy.
Okay. Okay. I agree. I mean, you're being real.
Yeah.
So, but I really admire, something that I admire a lot is like young minds that are committed to what they want, because you clearly know what you wanted, you knew exactly what you wanted to do after. So you went to a corporate, you got experience. You had like 8 roles or 9 roles. I don't know. You say a lot of roles, which is amazing. Which only shows like basically you are a very dynamic person. You are a person that is easy to adapt. You adapt very easy to environment. So, and I feel like I think most of your skills regarding to marketing you got while you were in marketing, right? While you working for corporate, right? So you basically build yourself there. But then you got that period of 6 months unemployment. So what happened during that 6 months? You say, well, it was the most depressive time.
So you need to remember when you have a 9 to 5, you have stability, you have permanence. You're always going to have money. You know where you're headed. You know where you're going. And now it's a transition because remember, straight out of school, I'm used to this pattern. I'm used to having money. I'm used to earning money. And now I'm going into a period where it's almost half a year and my life is stagnant. Like, I don't feel like I'm growing. I don't feel like I'm doing anything because I also had my own apartment. I moved out the house when I think I was 18 or 19. And So moving from being that independent to now completely being dependent on my parents was also depressive for me, because you need to remember, when you finish school, your goal is to make life more convenient for your parents.
Yes.
The goal is to make sure they live a comfortable life, because they basically they took you to school, they just basically for them to witness me successful. And now I'm in a period where I don't know where my life is headed. So in that 6 months, I just started creating content, which was crazy because I created content that made it look as if I still have a 9 to 5. I would do shopping vlogs. I would do grocery shopping vlogs. It seemed like I still had my own apartment at the time. And that's why people, unless you have a conversation with me, you'll never know. That's why some people thought I've never been, till today, they think I've never been unemployed, because it's what they choose to see, right? That's what perception is. You choose what you want to see. So yeah, that was
Damn.
a crazy period.
You say people didn't even know you were unemployed, which makes me believe that that moment that you were unemployed, it wasn't, you weren't really unemployed. You were basically exploring your creativity, because I don't know, from what I heard from you, you took this moment that for a lot of people will represent a disaster, represent like a depression, stay in bed or just like this break. You took this loss that you got, and you transform it into an opportunity, which means that you're not a random person. You're somehow special around this thing. You understand? You're somehow special. So, because I saw your Instagram, you do a lot of stuff, a lot. And you're not like you're doing a lot of stuff and I don't know the direction. Not this. You do a lot of stuff in the right time, right place, and how you do all of this is impressive.
Thank
So
you.
I want to know, like, from everything that you do, which one did you start the first? Fashion, vlogging, skincare routine,
I think it started with makeup.
makeup. Okay.
So when I was in high school, I always used to look at my sister. I have 3 sisters, by the way. We're 4. I have
Shout
no
out to them.
brothers. Yeah, shout out to them. So I always used to watch her do her hair. Always used to watch her do her makeup, and I always used to ask her to do mine. But to a certain extent, she got tired. She grew tired of constantly having to do my makeup. And if you have a sibling, you would know if they constantly ask you to do something. You're like, when are you going to learn to do it yourself?
Yeah.
So this one day I stepped in front of the mirror and I started teaching myself how to do makeup. And while I was still advancing in makeup, because the time I started or stepped in front of the camera, I didn't really know what I was doing.
Damn. You were just doing.
I did not know what I was doing when I shot my first video, but it opened me up to accepting that you don't know everything, and if you find yourself in a room and you're the smartest person, you're in the wrong room. So I think I just chose to step in front of the camera and show my audience it's okay not to know something, but we're going to learn it together. And I think that's where my community just started growing.
Damn, this is nice. So you basically started with makeup and you say you didn't know how to do it.
I didn't. Well, I had an idea, of
you had
course,
an
but
idea,
it's
yes.
like the basic level. If you check out the amazing influencers on TikTok and on Instagram right now, you would see that, oh, okay, this is how makeup actually is supposed to look. And if I compare my makeup then and I look at myself now, I'm like, girl, what were you doing? What were you thinking? Why did you even have confidence when you look like this? So it's also just a sign that the world is constantly evolving. There's always room to grow. There's always room to learn something new. Just don't think you always know everything. You always have capacity. Even if you have a skill, always try to either upgrade yourself or to better your skill, Yeah.
No, that's nice. But I would love to hear straight from you, like, how's basically this process, of, creating content, editing, which content
Ooh.
is hard. Yeah, give me a summary, basically. How does it work?
Well, previously, again, I did not have any skill on editing.
Yeah.
So TikTok is my teacher. Guys, I don't even use Google anymore. TikTok is Google for me.
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to add a font, how to add animations, how to enhance sound from TikTok. So basically, I step in front of the camera. I shoot my entire video. Well, at first I used to do cuts. So I'll put my foundation, I cut the video, I put my concealer, cut the video, blush, cut the video, and so forth. Now I just shoot it in one take and I'll cut it as I go. Anything I don't want in my video, I'll just cut. And then I think the most difficult part was editing. Because you need to know there's things you call hooks and all these fancy terms you guys use in editing that catches your audience's attention.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I've actually noticed on TikTok is it's not Instagram. And I think that's what people, especially upcoming content creators, I think that's what they mistake. TikTok is not all about the aesthetic. If I see a video where someone's waking up and they're doing this in the morning, I'm like, you don't wake up like that. On TikTok, you need to be realistic. People fall in love with realistic content. That's why you find people that live in shacks, people that are not wealthy, people that are not well off, creating the most engaging content. They're the biggest content creators. Then they find themselves in big apartments because they were not ashamed of where they were. And I want to tell upcoming content creators, if you're going to wait for you to have the iPhone or for you to have the equipment, for you to have the lighting, the tripod, you literally waiting, you putting yourself on a pause and life is going ahead of you, So yeah, just don't mistake the Instagram aesthetic with TikTok. On TikTok, just be your normal self.
Okay.
On Instagram, that's where you can post you waking up like this and then taking a shower immediately after waking up, because we all know that never happens.
I appreciate you to confess the truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for that,
Yeah.
So, and this life hack that you was giving to those who want to be influencers is amazing,
Yeah.
So, which means that you really know about this business. And I don't know about you, but my favorite content on you is about skincare. I just love your skincare. I just like to see honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the vlog is also good. Honestly, props for the vlog. But the way you market the skincare, yes, damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's my favorite. What would be your favorite? The one from the content you do?
I would definitely say the favorite content I enjoy mostly currently is my apartment series.
Wow.
Because I recently moved into my own apartment again after, of course, leaving the house at 19. I moved into my new apartment and just learning and being in my own space and doing my makeup in my own space and listening to music on blast when I can. But if I had to niche my favorite content, I would definitely say it's makeup. I do not think it's skincare. I feel like all the skincare videos I have made, I loved working with Garnier, by the way. Absolutely amazing brand, and it worked wonders for my skin. I just think if you're not passionate about something, it's not easy for you to love it, So I love makeup. I do it on a daily basis, and I feel like that's why it's my favorite content.
Damn. I was glazing the skincare here, and you choose the makeup. Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let this one slide. It's fine. Even for it's heartbreaking for me, but it's fine. And you mentioned something interesting. You love to work with what's the name of the brand?
Garnier.
You like it. Okay. And, you also work with a lot of brands. Oh, you have worked actually with brands before. You actually have like a strong engagement in terms of brands. So I wanted to know, like, how like what was which was the among the all brands that you worked, which one was the first and how was it? Enlighten us with this.
I can't even remember which was my first.
Wow, it's a lot. It's a lot of them.
There's been quite a few.
Yeah.
I think I can name the agency.
Yeah.
I started with Beauty Bulletin, or just I think it's called Beauty Bulletin. I got my first campaign from them. I cannot really remember what the entire PR package was. But I know since I got my first PR package, I feel like my love for content grew even more because what do you mean I get to try different products and I didn't pay for them?
Nothing better than try.
And
Free trial.
in between, you get to fall in love with these products, and it's things that you don't go to a store and buy something you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? It's rare that you would do that. You go if you know that you only use Handy Andy. You're only gonna go there and you're gonna get that. You're gonna pass Chick. You're gonna pass all these other cleaning detergents. But I think the best part about being a content creator is definitely getting to experience all these brands. It's like getting to know people. I feel like I see a brand as a person. I see a product as a person. I get to know this, and if it doesn't work for me, I gracefully exit.
I appreciate it. I'm also loving to getting to know you as well. No problem.
Thank you.
Youth Buzz is also loving to getting to know you.
Thank you.
You know, like, even keeping to the brands, I think like you have a strong intimacy with brands. Because the reason why I say that is that I've checked that you also have participated in different type of competition in different ways, either promoting or being part. Mm-hmm. And from the competition you have participated, the one that got most my attention was the Coca-Cola one. So can you please tell us how this works? You know, how was it that
crazy
environment there that please enlighten us, tell us.
That's so crazy because I absolutely love the brand as a whole. Besides the drink, I'm addicted to the drink. Don't judge me. But I love the brand as a whole because I feel like it creates so much space for creators specifically. Not only do they travel, but it's paid campaigns and they introduce you to other brands. They give you a lot of exposure. So with the Coca-Cola campaign, it wasn't actually a Coca-Cola campaign. So there was a competition that I entered with my favorite creator, Jay-DeanLeeann. Shout out to her, Scrumptious. She also started her new lip gloss line. If you guys have not tried it yet, please give it a try. I'm diverging from the conversation. I'm sorry, but that's when you're creative. Like you have all these things in your head. But so I won the competition and I got to shoot a video with them and Coke, which was so exciting. Not only did it give me a lot of traction on my pages because it's a big brand and a big creator that's now engaging with me because people are going to think, okay, who's she? And then you get to my page and you're like, oh, she's also a creator. Let me follow, I got a lot of traction from that. I haven't really had a campaign with Coca-Cola yet. If you're watching this, Coke, please put your girl on. But I did enjoy that. I really did.
But tell me, how was being on the same space as your favorite influencer?
I was shaking as hell. I was absolutely terrified. The anxiety had me from my feet, and I think she could tell how nervous I was. But again, she didn't make me feel like small around her. She made me feel like she's been my friend for the longest time, and we had such a good conversation. I think it's important for big influencers also to understand, especially when you surround yourself with smaller content creators, that at the end of the day, we all in the same field, should I say. There's space for everyone. Okay. Like there is space for everyone in content creation, in influencing. So it's okay to be kind.
Wow.
It's okay to be nice.
You're also kind, by the way.
Thank you.
So much. You also mentioned something. You said like you met her twice. So how was the second time? What was it? How was the experience?
Okay, so the second time was actually the past week.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, it was Freakier Friday's movie premiere. And yeah, it was hosted by Disney Africa, but herself and Mugeling, shout out to them, were the hosts, right? But it was an amazing experience because they are big in my eyes. And I think in most of the public's eyes, I value them as really good. And I value them as a celebrity. I'm just going to say, I call them celebrities because they are at their peak, So they came to us and they greeted me, which made me feel like, oh my, it's literally like Drake coming up to you and he's taking your hand as an upcoming rapper. You're going to be like, oh yeah. He recognized me. He noticed me. It makes you feel seen in the industry. So that was really nice.
I appreciate that. I'm very grateful that they give you good treatments because not all people usually get good experience with people they are fan of, and it's actually a privilege like for you also as an upcoming influencer,
Yeah.
having this type of reception from people you actually appreciate,
Mm-hmm.
which is something lovely, and I'm also a big fan of it.
Thank you.
But going to this part, what work were you performing at Disney, basically, because you were there? So what's up? What was happening there?
Oh no, it was just
Yeah. What was happening
it
there?
was just a movie premiere. So the
Yeah.
movie was out in cinema the Friday, but the Wednesday we basically just got to see the movie before it even came out in cinema. Yeah, it's like going to a movie with your friends that no one has ever seen. It was absolutely amazing. Shout out to Disney Africa.
What was the movie?
A Freakier Friday.
Tricky. Okay.
So it's a
don't know.
movie.
Yeah.
I
How
don't know
was
if
it?
you've ever watched.
Tell us about how was it, the movie? Give us spoilers.
I'm gonna tell. Okay, it is in cinema right now, so I can't spill the tea.
Yeah.
So the first one is Freaky Friday. The first one that ever came out is Freaky Friday, where basically I don't know if you've watched it before, but the mom and the daughter's bodies literally swapped.
Oh,
So the mom
Okay.
was now living in the daughter's body, and the daughter was being a mom, which was a crazy experience. It happened on a Friday, hence they call it Freaky Friday. Which is a crazy experience because I cannot imagine being in my mom's shoes. I cannot imagine living in my mom's body. It's crazy. So in Freakier Friday, the child is now a mom, and the mom is now a grandmother, and the mom meets this guy, and they fall in love, and he also has a teenager. So it's basically now a family of 4 that needs to merge because they are British and they're American, right? So it's
Yeah.
complete different people. And they fought quite a lot. This one night, it was the mom's high tea or bachelorette party, as they call it. And they went to a club. At the club, there was I almost said, is it a psychic?
episode kick. Is it the right expression?
The people who do readings? Psychic.
So go ahead.
Yeah, so
Thank you so much, producer. Anyway.
yes, thank you, producer. So the mom and the daughter went, and the grandmother now and the mom went to go get a reading, and the psychic told them, like, if their hearts are okay or their hearts are right, they will stay in the right place, right? So then the 2 daughters and the mom and the grandmother's body swapped, which was a crazy experience because the now British child who's invited into this new family is living in the grandmother's body. So it was a crazy movie, but it was funny. We couldn't stop laughing in cinema. You guys should definitely watch it.
How would you rate the movie?
Oh, a solid 100 out of 10. I haven't watched something that amazing in the longest time. I feel like everything is predictable nowadays, but that was comedy at its best.
Thank you so much for your insight. I'm gonna wait for Disney Plus. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm still supporting Disney, bro. Somehow.
Yes, it's part of Disney.
Disney. I'm still supporting Disney, bro. So I mean, it's good. I appreciate that you having like great moments, in this industry. And you say one of the things that you actually love most is encountering people, So which is amazing. You ever encountered people that actually watch like to your content, like I don't know, on the streets or something like that?
It's crazy because this one night I was out and
This one is crazy.
you know when a South African starts a story and they do this first, it's about to be crazy. But I was out and this one girl saw me, and the moment she saw me, she started crying.
Wow.
Which was a bit awkward for me because we're out in public, and she started crying, and I gave her a hug. I hung with her for a while, and it was a really nice experience because it made me feel seen.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm out, I don't go around telling people, "Oh no, I create content," or I'm this big content creator. It's only when you ask to see my socials where you go like, "Oh, but you don't behave like one. You don't speak like one," and I'm like, "But I'm a human being,"
They want you to act.
I cannot find myself amongst people, and I'm stuck up, or I'm all quiet, or I have a certain attitude that does not make me approachable. I feel like if you are an influencer, you need to have a heart for people, and if you just don't, you literally chase people away from your aura. Which is crazy because they cancel in South Africa. They'll be like, "We canceling."
But you never thought about like creating a personality while dealing with people? Because a lot of people they do that. That basically there are two people, one's on the camera and other person off camera. So you like to be like very genuine because it's more common than actually. It seems like
Well, I feel like if I had to be real every day with my content, people would be confused with who I truly am.
yes,
Because, especially as a woman, you're not the same every day. You don't feel the same every day. You don't speak the same every day. And when you are creative, you need to maintain the person that you introduced your audience to.
okay,
Right. So if I introduced my audience to a really bubbly, vibing creator, and the next day I'm like, "Hi guys," when I start my video, it's a bit concerning. Also, to a certain extent, you don't want to show too much emotion online because as much as it makes your audience feel closer to you, but you're now exposing a part of your life that I don't think they should know about. And I think that's why I really admire Spogutle is because she was never in the tabloids like that. We never knew if she's dating or not. Is she in love? Is she not? When she's having a bad day, when she's not. Even when she lost her mom recently, you could not tell from her content because she stayed consistent. And I think that's what you kind of need to have when you are an upcoming content creator or an influencer.
damn, that's so harmful.
Thank you.
Nah, you're pure training.
Yeah.
Pure training on top. Well, thank you so much for this wonderful words, and I really appreciate the fact that you wanna keep being yourself. Just move into the last part of your content, fashion. As I say, she's someone that does a lot of stuff. So, but how did kind of fashion kind of came in, basically?
I've always believed I know how to dress.
Wow.
Since I was young. And I think it's because I come from a family where if you're not dressed properly, they will tell you.
Damn.
My family
is a drip family, bro.
unfiltered. No, they will break your heart. No. I come from a family that is very direct. They're very blunt. They're very unfiltered. If you're wearing something that doesn't make sense, they will tell you.
Wow.
They won't be like, ugh, don't you want to put this shirt on with that? They'll be like, okay, what are you wearing? Okay, but do you think you want to go out looking like this? And I think I have sisters that dress very well, and I kind of took, when I started fashion, I got it from them. But I think the idea of me getting to look or having to look the way I see my creative side is amazing. Because I get to create an outfit from things people probably wouldn't put together. And I get to be an inspo, like if you want to go out for brunch, I can tell you actually put on this dress with this shoe. And it's something you probably wouldn't have thought about. Or in your head, you're like, it doesn't look good until you put it on,
Damn.
So with me, I feel like the fact that I get to dress and look the way my creative mind works, that's everything.
I don't know if I'm the only one, but I just love to listen to her, bro. Yeah, dope. Yeah, it's feel I'm just diving, and I really love this fashion thing that you have, and you really know how to dress. You even well dressed today, amazingly.
Thank you.
Shout out to your sisters.
Shout out to Jam Clothing.
Yeah, shout out to them as well. So you also collaborated with a clothing brand, right?
I don't think I've ever collaborated.
Or just
I have. I've collaborated with Edgar's.
Edgar's
Fashion, yes. Yeah. I worked with him, and that was also really amazing experience.
You need to give him this link. Edgar's. Wow. Yeah, give me this link for real.
I worked with Edgar's. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. I think that was my first collab.
For real?
I actually think it was
on fashion.
Yes.
The one that you never mentioned today. I'm the one who mentioned. Damn, that's crazy. Okay, keep going.
That was my first, and it was absolutely amazing. I think getting to work with brands that really understand you as an influencer or as a creative makes your work even lighter because they don't treat you as a product. They don't treat you as a model, basically, or a statue. They don't just tell you go left, go right. They make you comfortable. They ask your opinion. They make you feel part of the brand. And yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
But why do you feel like they bring this energy on you? They must have something that makes you feel like
I feel like
yeah.
it depends on the brand's marketing, really. It's not just me, it could have been with everyone else. If a brand has certain values and if a brand has culture, they would understand that they're not working with a robot. They're working with a human being, meaning I do not know everything. You need to be specific with me and you need to be gentle, especially as an upcoming content creator. Because you should also know as in the upcoming content creator space, or if you are a nano influencer, a micro influencer, brands tend to stretch literally stretch you and make you feel like you are a product, solely because in your head they know you already think, I don't have the audience, I have a low following, I have low likes, I have low engagement, so that's their tactic to sort of make you feel like you should do over and above. You should do more than they ask for you. And that's also something I want to tell upcoming content creators is you should know your worth.
Yes.
Or find a brand that does.
Appreciate it.
Because if a brand sees that you know your worth, they will meet you where you are. Or they'll gracefully tell you, we're sorry that we cannot meet you where you are. And then you can either decide, okay, no, I'll settle for what you guys have, or no, I just can't work with this. So even in life, it's an important lesson to know if you know your worth and if you have a certain aura, people will respect you according to what you give off.
Damn, that was a deep meaning. A deep advice for all of us, and I really appreciate and I really love the fact that you actually enjoy them. I was expecting fashion to be the first one collab on your life.
It was.
So and it is amazing to hear that, because I really love also to see the outfits. Keep going, keep pushing.
Thank you.
Keep teaching them as the haters as well.
We don't gatekeep this side. We don't gatekeep. I feel like if you really want to be or classify yourself as an influencer, you cannot gatekeep anything. You need to always put the girls on. Whether it's how to get brand campaigns or how to get paid campaigns. If you know how, put on the girlies. I always say there's space for everyone.
I agree with you. Like now I want to play a game with you.
Cool.
Right now. The name of the game is This or That.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, do you know how to play it?
Yes, okay. I think I have an idea. Let's do a trial.
Okay. Do you have an idea?
We can start the game.
Okay. My first one, I think, can be obvious for you, but not obvious for me. Okay, it depends. First one, Instagram, Reels, or TikTok?
Ooh, that's a difficult one, and I'm gonna give you a reason why. Instagram is where brands find you.
Yeah.
More than TikTok, right? But TikTok is where I have my community. TikTok is where I have fun. On Instagram, I have to be this aesthetic type of person. On TikTok, I can post a video looking like I just woke up and it would go where it needs to. The algorithm will take it. But if I have to choose from a creator perspective, I would say Instagram.
Damn, I'm surprised. I thought you say TikTok quick.
You mean I'm considering my career over here.
I thought you say that. Damn, I was surprised, because me personally, I also love. I prefer Instagram Reels because, it's easier to manage. TikTok for me can be too addictive, so I don't even spend.
You should be addicted to TikTok. We on there.
Nah, I'm only there for work. Only doing duties. Okay. I'm only there for duty, but I don't. But really
definitely Instagram. Instagram is good for business.
Yes. I grew up with Instagram. It was my first social media, actually. So yeah, alongside Facebook. I will not mention Facebook by itself, but Instagram. Okay.
Facebook is a personal page.
Personal page.
All your family members are there. Your uncle that's 75 is on Facebook sending you messages under your comment section saying, "Hi nephew, how's your mother doing?"
Yeah, you need to be real, So me, I'll go for Instagram any day. I will say it's my favorite social media. Okay. So my second one would be brand collab or self-promoted content.
Who? Brand collab or self-promoted content?
Correct.
A brand collab.
Why?
I'm after the bag.
Okay.
I'm
so raw like that.
I'm after the bag, guys. I will never lie and say I do not like the idea of making money. I absolutely love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would not even ask why you like this because everyone loves it.
It buys everything. It's what everyone uses to survive nowadays. I feel like you can't even be in a relationship if you don't have the bag
Okay.
nowadays. So yeah.
I think I'll also go for the same. I agree
Cool.
with you because brand collab is brand collab. It just boosts
Exposure.
your goals, you know.
Yeah.
So
And I
listen,
get to put people on.
yeah.
So that's also a plus.
Okay. I feel you. I agree with you. You have good sense. So the next one will be posting daily or posting when inspired.
Posting daily. I would say posting daily because it means I'm not only on the platform for work,
Yeah.
but I'm also trying to get to know the people that follow me. I'm trying to, make sure they also have content to watch of me because, your audience can become quite, what's the word? Entitled. Someone posted a video recently and she's like, because she does speaking videos on TikTok, and everyone always asks her opinion on stuff. And so with the recent colored community and open chats podcast saga, everyone asked her, please say something. Like, we want to hear your perspective. And she's like, I hate how entitled you guys are. And I to a certain point, I can agree with her because you don't always have the same day, especially as a creator. You don't always have time to create, and people are always expecting content from you. So I'll definitely go with that one.
Okay.
I'll post daily.
Then daily, it's a dedication. I respect
It
people
is.
doing
It
daily. The
is.
dedication for real. Okay, and my last this or that would be fashion reel or product review.
A fashion reel or
A
a
product review.
fashion product review?
No, not fashion product. Like just like a product review. Like can be anything.
Or a product
So,
review.
yes, anything.
I would say fashion
Why?
because it's a clothing piece I can play around with. A product is quite difficult because I need to recommend it to people,
Yeah.
whether it works for me or not. I'd need to tell you, actually use this for your skin. It works amazing. Knowing that I just got an irritation. So I do
Then,
not
that was
ever want to mislead
Yeah.
my following or my audience. I would definitely go with fashion because even if it's a clothing piece I don't like, I'll make it likable.
Wow, you really like fashion, just like me. You're my type.
I like
appreciate
looking
that.
good.
I like looking good. You're my type. I really appreciate that. But thank you so much for playing this game. So, but moving on to our conversation, like me personally, the social media that I've noticed mostly from you, yeah, you spend most of your time on TikTok, but I have strong presence on Instagram. I feel like Instagram you do mostly business.
It's for business.
It's for business,
It's
just
for
like you said
business.
before. But on TikTok, you basically you basically exposing more of yourself. But before getting deeper to the TikTok, I want to know you never thought like about the YouTube because I never really checked the YouTube sides.
I've always considered being a YouTuber.
Yeah.
The only problem is I don't know what the problem is.
Wow.
I don't know why I can't start a channel.
Yeah, you
I
should
feel
start
like
tomorrow.
It's because
Yeah.
I feel like it's because I'm already not as consistent as I want to be on my other platforms. I feel like even if it comes to YouTube, I'll drop the first vlog and people will have to wait months
Yeah.
for me to drop the second one. So I think it's just me getting into the habit of being consistent and dedicated to the work I want to put out. Anything you set your mind to, anything basically that you even speak into the universe, it can happen. I just don't know why I don't have YouTube, but I might be starting it, girls. I might be.
Anyway, she's gonna start tomorrow. She said
I might start.
tomorrow, right?
As long as he allows me to leave with the camera, we're good.
This part I didn't disclaim, but okay, we're gonna cut this part anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I appreciate. Yeah, you should actually start YouTube. I think that would be in the future can be the best place for you. I'm not saying TikTok and Instagram.
I get you.
But YouTube is
Yeah.
YouTube is YouTube.
And YouTube has money.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. It brings even more collab and all that. So I think you should also invest strongly on YouTube. But going into the social media that you like to invest most of your time there, TikTok. I noticed something that interesting. You like the teaching. make like video teaching people how
Yeah.
to do well in social media, and you teach a lot of stuffs. So what brings this motivation to you to work in that?
I think it goes back to the part where I said there's space for everyone
Yeah.
in the content space. And also, like I said, if you're an influencer, you should be able to influence people. When
Yeah.
people come to my page, I always tell people my content should either be educational, entertaining, or inspirational. If you don't find any of those three elements in any of my videos, you're allowed to scroll.
Wow.
You're allowed to scroll. So I think the main purpose of me, it comes from not wanting to be selfish,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, I feel like I could blow up on TikTok for all the wrong reasons, but I'm gonna choose to stay and create the content that I do so that the algorithm chooses me one day, knowing that I did it because of something that I love. Because I can do anything to trend. You know, you can be in something that's distasteful, but I believe in digital footprint as well. I don't want my kids one day looking at me like, "Mom, what were you doing?" So, yeah, I feel like it comes from a point of not wanting to be selfish.
No, but I really like, you know what crazy about you is that you are doing different stuff, but you're doing well. You know how hard, because I know some people they are doing different stuff, but you just don't understand what the person is doing because maybe because they are not too good on this. I'm sorry, because you just be like,
Or maybe you just don't understand.
yeah, maybe I don't understand.
Maybe.
In some people, but some people they feel like their content is forced.
Okay.
So I feel like I think you're pushing too much. You understand?
Okay.
Okay, but okay, maybe it's the way they do. I'm not influencer.
Yeah, and
I cannot
also-
comment too much on that. But in your case, it's different because the way you do it, basically know exactly what you're doing. It's like you.
But also,
yeah.
everyone's target market and audience is different. Hey,
Yeah.
I can come across your page, and all you do is talk about gaming. You know, it's something
That's
that
great.
I'm not interested in. I'm allowed to find your content disinteresting or not entertaining, and I can feel like you post too much. But it's solely because you're not doing anything that makes me feel I want to stay on your page, or it's something that I'm naturally not
Yeah.
interested in. So yeah, everyone has their own target audience, and I'm happy you hopped onto mine.
I'm there.
Thank
I'm
you.
actually there, and I appreciate that. And you teaching people how to do well on social media also helps a lot, and it just boosts what I just said before. Because I say that I've seen some people they just be posting anything, which means that you don't know exactly what are basically their target. For example, a person who is doing gaming, you already know the process about gaming. That's their focus. That's what they want to talk about. Even if you don't like, you don't like.
Yeah.
But some people you simply don't know exactly. But the fact that you like a content creator, an influencer, that gives you a space for you to talk about different stuff. Give you a space for you. You have a lot of freedom. And that's strong because you have a power in your hands. Your voice,
Yeah.
your image is a strong power. It's power for
Yeah.
other people. In speaking about your power, I feel like this power basically extend to different type of context, because besides you being like, despite you being like a person who is like a content creator about makeup, fashions, skincare, you're also a very outspoken person. And one of the videos from your TikTok that got mostly of my attentions with the video, because I think we recorded like at maybe 10 videos or 12, I don't know. But among those videos, you were speaking mostly about safety, South African women's safety, how you basically were concerned about the social
Yeah.
manner. Could you enlighten us this? What basically brought this interest on you?
One day I just woke up extremely frustrated because it was like things repetitively happening. You know, every weekend there's a woman missing. Every weekend there's a woman that was kidnapped. Every weekend there's a woman, that was molested or, held against her will. And as a woman, I could put myself in the position they probably were, and all that emotion just came up. And I woke up so frustrated. I just remember taking my phone and I started speaking. And I think till today, that's the video that got the most views on my TikTok. I think it's close to 1 million views.
Yes, I think it's under
Yeah.
yes.
And it's only because, I really believe in the safety of women and women being able to walk out the house freely, not being concerned when you want to go to the shop, when you want to go to work. Because you need to understand these are places where the incidents that happened was women that I imagine me going to the mall. You approach me and you're like, "Can I take you on a date?" I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna come with my car and I'll pull up." You're like, "No, I'm gonna be a gentleman and I'm gonna pick you up." And I'm like, "Oh, because I'm just a girl." Remember, at the end of the day, chivalry is rare. So when you find someone that wants to do that, it's a big thing. And then I send my location to my friends because, of course, I'm going out with a stranger. I'm going out with someone that I do not know. I just met this person. So she went to the measures of keeping herself safe, but he still chose that, you know what, I'm picking you up from your house. I'm going to kill you on the long side of the road and just drop your body. So I feel like when I heard the entire story, I was rattled because as a female, how many dates have I been on with strangers, with people that I've never met? You know, how many times have I gotten into a car because someone said, "Can I please take you home?" Not considering the fact that something's going to happen to me. And I feel like we've lost that privilege in South Africa of, you know, being able to go anywhere without thinking, I should share my location with someone, or I'm getting into an Uber. Oh no, my entire family needs to know. Take a picture of the number plate. You know, being safe as a woman in South Africa is a privilege. It's no longer a right. It's no longer something that naturally should be, because not only is it strangers that's killing women, it's family members, it's husbands, it's partners, it's, you know, it's a crazy story if you ask me. But yeah, I think after that morning, after feeling all that frustration, yeah, I feel like it's the most controversial content I've created. And I think it also confused my new followers because they thought it's the only content I create, you know, because I remember there were comments asking, "Why didn't you speak about this person and this person?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, if only you knew, I speak about clothing." So that was a different route for me. And I see till today, whenever I create a video speaking about something that is currently trending or just my take on something, it always blows up, and it kind of makes me wonder, should it just be what I stick to? But again, I do not want to create content to get followers or to get likes. The aim of creating content is not only to inspire, entertain, and educate people, but it's also for me to connect with brands. You know, at the end of the day, I want to make this a career. So I need to be very specific, but also with what I say, with what I do in my content.
Okay, that's very powerful, you know. And about the incident that I just told, you know, we also heard about this, and we felt a lot.
It was everywhere.
And from what I checked, like on your TikTok, you were very outspoken about safety, you know, which is something that really got my attention, you know, from how you feel, because in one of the videos that I checked from you, you were basically feeling bad for. I wouldn't say you were feeling bad, but you expressed a feeling like I don't like being a woman in South Africa. You know, it's a dangerous place.
Yeah.
So
It makes me regret being a woman in South Africa.
yes, but I have a question to you. Do you have a taser or like peppermint spray?
If I say no,
Yeah.
I'll make all the men feel
No.
they
no,
can
you
have
don't
power
to.
when I'm in their presence.
No,
You know, like
yeah.
especially because we get into public transportation every day.
Yeah.
I don't have a taser. I do not have pepper spray. I do not have a weapon.
Yeah.
But it is something that I am getting. I actually partnered with a brand, and
nice.
it's something that's in process. It's coming from that
It is always
video.
a
They were
collab,
like,
bros.
you know, since you're big on women's safety, I think we should just go that route, and we'd love to gift you something. So until then, no, I do not have or own any.
Now, hopefully you need to have, because you deserve this protection, you know, because I think it's important. I think like even this safety, it needs to be more promoted. I think like it's not promoted enough, you know. I'm not saying it because okay, we already live like in a place, These not only a situation that only happens in South Africa, in different cultures, countries,
Countries.
the same thing happens. So I think like it is important to reinforce this safety because it is hard to always complain about the same thing, injustice, and all that. And but I think, and I also feel like it is important for us, to also take a step to protect ourselves, because for something that I know that okay, I'm not in a dangerous place, so I will know, I will take the right measures to ensure that I'm going to be on a safe place. If something happened, I already got something to protect myself. I think like this is something very important, and that is something that I also advise to women because I mean, we already know the society we live in, the times we live in general, because, women in general, they tend not to be safe, like in most of the country, you understand? So I think it's important. And that's great that you're on a collab working with this one.
Yeah, but even children and men in South Africa, I don't only want to generalize it to one gender.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened to men that they don't speak about, or a lot of stuff has happened to men. It just didn't trend because it was a man. Just being and living in South Africa alone, you need to take measures to be safe.
Okay, I completely agree with you. Do you think like you being like a content creator, influencer, expose you to more dangers?
Cool.
Because that's your image.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But I think the key, especially with being an influencer or a content creator, is to ensure you don't post in real time. It's to ensure that I do not post in real time. If I am having dinner at a certain place, I will only post once I've left the place. So it's just thinking, because there's sick people on the internet. There's people that do not watch your content for the sake of them enjoying it, but they have a plan. So do not post in real time is something I would definitely recommend. Even if you're not a creator, do not post live, where you are at all times, especially considering your safety, and turn off your locations. Okay, do not even, with TikTok, before you post or upload a video, even with Instagram, it gives you the option of adding the location where you are. Please do not do that to yourself. Just not post in real time.
Damn, that's valuable information you're giving to people.
Yeah.
And I'm learning a lot from you, which is a
you.
pleasure. I kind of appreciate everything that I'm listening to you.
Thank you.
And I think and I really appreciate the fact that you're aware of the situation. Kind of smart of you. Thank you so much. I'm really enjoying like the time that we're having here, but we're coming to the end of our podcast, unfortunately, but it's been lovely, having you. It was lovely having you here. So, but before we end, we close, I want to know if you want to share one last message to the most important people of your life, piece of advice to your fans, all that. Yeah.
I think the best thing I could tell them or tell you is to be yourself. It's to believe in yourself, and it's to take that leap. Do it scared, do it anxious. I think we always have the perception, especially when it comes to joining social media, what are people going to think? What are people going to say? What are people going to, are they going to like my content? Will they not? Irrespective of them liking your content or not, there are people, or there is an audience that will locate you. There are people that will fall in love with your content. So take that leap.
Yeah, and please don't forget to drop your handles as well.
Oh, yeah.
Farming activities, all that,
Okay, cool. So on Instagram, you can catch me at It's About _autumn. On TikTok, it's J_did. And that's the only platforms I have.
Cool. And YouTube in the future, tomorrow.
Once I have YouTube, I'll definitely put you guys on. And just a shout out to Varsity Boys for having me here. Definitely go subscribe, guys. Give them a like, give them a follow. Okay. Yeah.
That's so lovely. Yeah. She said something wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, guys, please don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. We're under the name of Youth Buzz. Instagram, Varsity Boys, I should say. Same thing as TikTok. Please don't forget, drop the comments, share with all your friends of yours, and stay tuned. Thank you so much.